You know, neighbors in Boone County and frankly all across greater Cincinnati are talking about it, grieving the loss of those 4 people who were so tragically shot and killed early Saturday morning in Florence, Kentucky, while they were just at a birthday party. 19-year-old Delaney Erie, 20-year-olds Shane Miller and Hayden Rubicki, and 44-year-old Melissa Parrott all died. 3 others were taken to the hospital where they're listed in stable right now. Tonight, while many of us are still trying to make sense of what happened, our teenagers are also receiving this news on their phones, trying to process exactly what happened and trying to make sense of all of it. So joining me here on the couch today is Carrie Brown. She's with Beach Acres Parenting Center. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last notice, we called Carrie because this is so topical here. First of all, let's talk a little bit about how do you even talk about something like this with your teenagers? I was trying to do it this weekend. In full disclosure, some of my girlfriend's kids know these victims, and so I knew he was going to hear about it, but you just don't even know how to start that conversation, because if it's scary as adults, it's terrifying for our kids.
Right. And I think the key piece there is just holding space, and it's scary to open up the conversation, and your kids may not want to share with you right away. But I think the message you want to give is, I'm here for you and I'm ready to listen when you're willing to talk. But I mean, the first question I think you ask is, tell me what you know about it. Because I mean, TikTok probably has a million reels that we don't even know what's being said, all these theories. So I think asking what they know, and then from there, allowing them to feel. They will act like they don't need you, especially at adolescence, but they still do.
I think that's where I kind of struggle sometimes as a mom of teenagers, and this particular case where, you know, they'll say, okay, we talked about it, I'm fine. What are some of the behaviors that you should worry about to really try and draw them out a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, grief is complicated, right? And it's not linear. And so if you're noticing normal sadness and grief over something, especially if they knew the victims or they knew any of the families, to talk to them and say, I'm here for you. But if you start to notice it continues, and like their sleep, I mean, teens sleep a lot, right? Some of their behaviors already look a little bit concerning, but if it takes it to the next level, you want to give them opportunity to talk about and like their feelings, but again, they're not going to want to come to you right away to do that. So sitting there, taking them somewhere like, hey, let's go grab lunch. And then just being quiet.
Yeah.
You have to listen and then not try to like provide solutions to fix. I know it's so hard.
Any tips on how to ease their fears? Because initially I thought, well, what teenager or early 20-year-old isn't going to a party or a get-together, right? I mean, they do this all the time. How do you ease their fears that this is so rare when it happens in your own backyard?
I think the first step, though, is to let them feel the feelings. Like, let them feel fear. Let them feel anxiety. Let them feel sadness about it. And then the next step is, okay, we've like held space for those feelings. Now let's talk about what we can do. What is something that they can do? It's the Mr. Rogers Find the Helpers. Like, how can you be a helper? Do you want to reach out and support the families? Do you want to work on gun violence advocacy? But you can't promise anything, right? You can't promise it's not going to happen. But what you can talk about is what is like their plan. If you're at a party, I mean, that's why they do the school shooting drills, right? Yeah. It's about preparation, but saying like, don't live your life expecting this to happen.
Quickly, when do you have to get that extra help, when you need a professional to get involved?
Yeah, again, if you see, again, some of these behaviors are going to be normal, especially with adolescents, but if it goes beyond, if they're really like shutting down, they're not talking, they're not opening up, just maybe even saying, I'm going to sign you up for therapy and you can try it out and see how it goes. Sometimes as the parent, we have to take the lead and saying, I'm seeing you're struggling and it's okay if you don't want to talk to me, but I need you to talk to somebody. And then checking in, if it's not me that you want to share with, who do you have that you can open up to? Is most of the time it's their peers, but do they have somebody they can talk to?
You are always such a wealth of information. Carrie Brown with Beach Acres Parenting Center. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, absolutely.
For I think a story that I said so many of us, you know, first of all, we hear about shootings far too often, but when you feel like, wow, that could happen to me, you know,
it
that
really
could happen
hits
to my
home.
kids. We appreciate you being here and,
no
helping us
problem.
out. And again, if you need any more help, if you're wondering, if you have other questions, you can get in touch with Carrie and her amazing team at beachacres.org. Thank you again for being here.